Hello everyone, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles. I'm doing something I never said I would probably do, but I'm going to share with you guys 10 books that are highly rated, and then one of these is type of book, that are highly rated that I didn't care for. Let's get started and talk about it. First of all, just to let you guys know, I generally don't love a lot of long books. There was one long book that I liked. I might do a review on it, but it was by Wally Lamb called She Comes Undone. I thought that book was really good, and it was a long book. But a lot of books that are long just don't keep my interest, because what they said in 1,000 pages, you could have put it in 500. I don't need 30 pages telling what they ate for breakfast, okay? If that makes sense. But I'm going to get into these books because these were all recommended to me, rave reviews, but for whatever reason, they just didn't catch my interest. It might have been the wrong time, so take that with a grain of salt. I want to know if you've read any of these, because literally every person I know that have read these books loved them. Okay, the first one is a sci-fi book, and I'm not going to go describe all of them, otherwise this is going to be a long video. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. It is, and supposedly there's a TV show. It's sci-fi. It is rated a really good book, but I started to read it. I didn't understand it, and I just couldn't get into it, so I did not finish it. I'm going to probably try to go back, because maybe I'll do a little research on it. Sometimes that helps if, before you read a book, if you research what the book's about and get a little backstory, and then you can have an understanding before you read the book. And at the time I was reading it, I was reading other books, and it didn't grab me. A lot of times that's the issue, and I think a lot of people don't read books because they're told, oh, these are really popular books. You should love these books. And these are books from people that are seasoned readers that have patience to read books and know a lot. And if something doesn't grab somebody right away, or it's a lot of different characters, they may lose patience. And that is me a lot of times. Okay, the second book is James by Percival Everett. Won awards. Everyone that I know absolutely loved it. It's kind of basically kind of like a Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn type story. I'll just say that. Do your own research on it, but it is rated really good. Okay, the third one, and I don't say I disliked it, but I didn't love it, and I thought it kind of was lagged in places. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Everyone I know that read that book absolutely raves about it. I mean, I think it won awards. A lot of these books I think won awards. But basically, it's kind of a thriller and drama. But it just, I thought it was I kind of skimmed through some parts of it. I did finish it, but I did skim some of it. Okay, the next book, I'm going to just name all these together. My daughter loves these books, but for whatever reason, they just did not keep my interest. Jane Eyre. She loves books like Jane Eyre, kind of gothic type books. I don't know why I tried to read Jane Eyre. I just couldn't get into it. And the Jane Austen books. She loves all of them. I just could not get into them. Let me know. Did you guys? I mean, I liked Little Women back in the day, and Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, and Anna Green Gables, but I just couldn't get into these. Okay, this next book is kind of a series. Everybody raves about these books, but for whatever reason, I found them boring. And I was really surprised at some of the stuff in the book. I'll just say the love story part of it, very descriptive, and I thought it was going to be more of a Hallmarkish, type thing. But the Cinnamon Store, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, any of those books, everyone I know loves them. For whatever reason, I just didn't find them to stay with me. But I've read them, but I didn't find it. Okay, here's a book that literally everyone gives a 5-star to. But it was over 1,000 pages. I tried to get into it, and it just didn't pull me in. I might give it a try later. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whittaker. Supposedly it's kind of a thriller, but it's kind of a drama too. But it's over 1,000 pages. So when I saw that, I was taken aback. I had no idea it was going to be that long. And I thought, wow, what can be in this book that it needs to be 1,000 pages? Okay, the next are 2 horror books that got rated really good. I didn't find them that interesting, and I have liked other horror type books. But Incidences Around the House by Jason, I can't pronounce his last name. His name is Josh, I'm sorry. And his last name starts with an M. Okay, and then the other is this September House by Carlissa Orlando. Neither of those, I didn't really understand what was going on, I think, in both of those books. So when I get confused and I don't really know what's going on, I don't understand it, then I lose interest. Okay, the next one, everybody I know loves this book, Good Night Beautiful by Amy Malloy. I just thought it was kind of boring and kind of drug a little bit, but it's a thriller. Everyone loved it. Last but not least, The Chain by Adrienne McKinty, I think. And that one is a thriller, but I thought it was kind of an odd storyline. It was different and creative, but basically it's almost kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. I'll just say it was a thriller. And it kind of has what I called some trigger warnings, things like that. It just was not for me. So these are 10 books that and some of these are types of books that I wasn't a huge fan of. I want to ask 2 questions. Number 1, are there any books or movies that everybody loves but maybe you weren't a fan of? And hey, some people don't love The Silent Patient like I do, you know? And are there any of these books I mentioned that you read and you might have loved them or not liked them? That's why I tell you guys in all my videos that I don't have sometimes the patience that maybe a seasoned reader does. And so I may become a little more impatient while I'm reading things if it is a more complicated plot line, or if I need to know a backstory, or if it has a lot of characters, or if there's slow spots in the book, I don't tend to be as patient. So I'd love to hear your feedback, everybody. I love you, appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, everyone.